Welcome to day number 7 of the YouTube challenge. Today, we're going to be talking about the top tips for getting lawyer referrals because lawyer referrals are marketing gold. When you get a lawyer referral, the case is pre-screened for merit for you, and the client arrives at your doorstep with a stamp of trust that is transferred from the referring attorney to you. And the best thing of all of this is that you haven't spent a penny of your marketing budget to get this case. Lawyer referrals are the best thing in the world. But what can you do to create a system for getting more lawyer referrals? That's the biggest flaw in lawyer marketing. No one seems to have a system for getting lawyer referrals, but we're going to change that today. And I'm going to give you my top tips. Start with number 1. Newsletter articles for bar associations. The secret to lawyer referral-based marketing is reaching as many lawyers as possible by giving them value and helping them build their practice with marketing and management tips that will help them. Internet marketing tips, you name it. I wrote an article for the Association of Justice, and they printed the article in Trial Magazine, and it's seen by 19,000 lawyers. When you write newsletter articles for bar associations, it's a way of building a tribe of people and fans. Do a weekly email newsletter. On ultimateinjurylawyer.com, we have a weekly email that goes out with our best tips for management and marketing of a law firm. We have about 1,500 email subscribers. The open rate is 27%. What that does is it guarantees whenever I send an email out, I'm going to get about 27% of the people who open it. It builds traffic to the website that's almost guaranteed. Let's say I had 5,000 subscribers with an open rate of 25%. I'm guaranteeing over 1,000 people will go to my website every time I send an email newsletter. Email newsletters are marketing gold. A monthly print newsletter. The best thing that I have ever done in my practice is Lawyer Alert. Since 2011, I've done a monthly print newsletter. It is 4 pages, and it's really not that hard to do. I have a graphic designer who does the design work, makes it look really nice, and then I have a fulfillment provider. Her name is Michelle Foster with Help Without Hassle. My graphic designer is Julie Hutchison, and she is in Colorado, and they are a phenomenal team. So all I have to do is write the copy, send it off to my graphic designer. She makes it look pretty, throws in some photographs and images, shoots it off to the printing and fulfillment provider, Help Without Hassle, and all of this takes place in about 2 to 3 days. And then it's out the door. That's all it takes. What I'm doing with a print newsletter is I'm scaling myself. So if I've got 500 people on my newsletter list, that's 500 people who I'm staying top of mind with every single time I send the print newsletter. If there's one thing in marketing that I'll never give up, it's a monthly print newsletter. People who do it swear by it. It's the best thing you'll ever do. Speaking events for lawyers. When you speak in front of a group of lawyers, whether it be a county, regional, state, or national trial lawyer organization, you have the stamp of endorsement of the organization. And there's nothing that you can say that's bad when you speak in front of other lawyers. They come up to you afterwards, they ask you to sign your book for them, and everyone thinks very highly simply because the organization has picked you out as an expert. On top of that, you send in your bio to the organization, and they'll put a link back to your website to a national, state, or regional bar association. Those links are extremely valuable. So let's say that you want to speak for the American Association of Justice, but you don't really know how you do it. Find the person who organizes the event. Go to that person with a specific topic that has never been covered before, and then talk to them. Like, for example, I have a website called heroicspeech.com. Anyone could go to it, see my speaking engagements, see some video samples of me speaking on my feet, and then what happens over time, you show all these different organizations that you've spoken with, and you get your foot in the door. That's what we try to do. Speaking events for lawyers are extremely valuable for building referral relationships with other attorneys. So we've talked about the print newsletter. What are the keys? Give value. Don't promote yourself. Don't brag about your settlements or verdicts. Nobody cares. Simply give your best tips about marketing and management, whatever it could be. A lawyer's worst nightmare was a story about how to get the best legal malpractice insurance, how to get commercial liability insurance. It keeps you top of mind with all of your referring attorneys, and you have what's called the multiplicity effect, which means that with your all the people who are getting this print newsletter, you're top of mind with all of them on a monthly basis, and that's what you need to be doing to get lawyer referrals. Let's talk about the email newsletter. Every single week, it's going in their inbox. You're staying top of mind with your fans. And all of these lawyers, they see it, and you'll go to court and they'll say, oh, by the way, I loved your email newsletter this week. It was so good. Thank you for sharing all of that information. Sprinkle in some personal stories about yourself in the email newsletter. They'll love it. If you have a special event coming up, a speaking engagement, a mastermind, talk about it in the email newsletter. What else can you do? One of the marketing things that I've learned from Craig Goldenfarb, who's a brilliant marketing lawyer, great lawyer, period, is he built his practice by having weekly lunch dates with current referral partners and prospective referral partners, and he does it every single week. He also has lunch every week with one of his employees. That is incredible. Just doing that one thing and nothing else will get you referral after referral, but no one does this. If you do this one thing, you will be on your way to building an incredible law firm. Make a book for your referral partners. I have two books, The Power of a System, which I wrote in 2013, The Law Firm of Your Dreams, which took me years and years, but it's coming out this winter. And these books, I've just jam-packed everything I know into them. Forms, actionable advice, things that are practical that attorneys can take and implement immediately. Because when you do that, you make this book, other attorneys will keep it on their desk, they'll refer to it, and you'll be top of mind all the time. There is no greater investment that you can make than a high quality book that's designed and intended solely for your referral partners. We have a shock and awe package for our referral partners. If we get a new referral partner, we package up all of our best marketing and promotional materials into a leather-bound briefcase, and we send it out with a handwritten note. No one else is doing that. Everyone ignores their referral partners. The best thing that I do for referring attorneys is once a day, at least once a day, I'll write an update with a very thorough evaluation of one of the referrals. Here's what we've done. We've got the medical records. I spoke with the client. We've had the records reviewed by a physician. The expert thinks there was no deviation from the standard of care. And unfortunately, we can't accept the case, but I called the client, I told them, and you package all this up. And what does this do, this daily update to your referral partners? They realize all the work and time, and in some cases, the money that you spent in evaluating the case. And they say, you know what? If that attorney did all that work and all that thought went into this, I'm going to make my next referral to him. So that daily update is the one thing from Gary Keller's book that I do that is more valuable in terms of my time than anything else. We've talked about the book. It's the world's best business card because when people have it, they'll refer to it at judges' school. They will put your book into law schools. My book is in law schools in New Orleans, Mississippi, and Boston. And what happens is people will start talking to you as if they're your best friend, but you don't even know them. That is the power of a book. A book has extraordinary power. And here's the beauty of a book. Once you do it, it's yours forever. It's an asset that you'll always have. It's the indestructible business card. People will reach out to you to speak at their events. The Chicago Title Insurance Company called me and said, we have our annual event. We'd love to speak at it. I said, that's great, but how do we know each other? They said, we don't know each other, but we've read your book, The Power System, and we love it. So I said, great, but what am I going to speak with to a bunch of real estate lawyers and title insurance? They said, I don't know. We'll figure it out. That's the power of a book. People will ask you to speak at their events even though they don't know you. It's pretty cool. It just keeps giving to you. And more importantly, when you give away all of your best advice and wisdom and knowledge, you're showing up like no one else. There's no one else in the marketplace doing this. Everybody's trying to take without giving. If you give all of your best advice, 100% of it, and you ask for nothing in return in your book, people will love you for it. So we've talked about the quarterly print newsletter. I have a good friend, Patrick Higgins, and what he does is he summarizes an update of all the recent decisions in New York appellate courts. So he'll give you all the evidence decisions, discovery decisions, you name it. And when I get this quarterly print newsletter, it goes into a binder and I refer to it all the time. Have a party. There's nothing better than a party. When I publish a new book or I have anything at all, throw a party. Invite all your former, current clients. Invite all the lawyers who you know, all the lawyers you want to know. Have a big party. Invite them all. No one else is doing this. And for no other reason that you can build social relationships are invaluable. Join a community of lawyers. So I go to a monthly workshop for Trial Lawyers College where we meet with about a dozen other lawyers. There's about 50 or 60 lawyers in the group, but every month we meet as a hardcore group of trial lawyers. We talk about our cases, we practice opening statements, cross-examination, all this stuff. But what you're doing is you're building a community, and we all cross-refer cases to each other. When you have a network of really closely connected friends who can refer cases to each other, that is invaluable. I do a lot of guest posts for other podcasts and blogs and things like this. If you can write articles for other websites, that's invaluable. I wrote an article for Law Practice Advisor, and in 6 months it got 16,000 views and clicks on just that one article. So just think about it. For a couple hours of my time writing that one article, we got 16,000 people to look at it. That's invaluable. And a link. I've done a website for lawyers called ultimateinjurylaw.com. It's my best articles, my best advice, and the web traffic it builds up through this website. I develop email subscribers through an opt-in. So it's just a great way of creating more connections with lawyers, building out best legal forms that you offer to people. Rules of engagement basically are the written rules that we use to protect the referral rights of our referral partners. So it's all in writing. This is what we're going to do, but we're going to be special and unique because every time something significant happens in a case, we are going to update the attorney. We're going to give them complete access to the file. We are going to give them 100% transparency so they know exactly what is going on with a case throughout the course of the case. And in fact, we videotape our depositions and we stream them. So if the referring attorney wants to watch the deposition of a target defendant, we can stream it live to him. That's really cool. How many people are doing that? Quarterly updates on the status of every active file that we have. This is the type of transparency that most lawyers are not doing. Referral Gold, we talked about it, the daily updates to your referring attorneys on the status of a case, everything that you're doing. Builds equity. It guarantees that the next case they have to refer, it's coming your way. They ace up your sleeve. Bar associations, trial lawyer organizations, get them to endorse one of your speeches. Say, for example, your county bar. I have a speech about internet marketing I'd like to do. You pick a date that they have nothing going on. You go to the executive director of the County Bar Association and you simply tell them, look, I've got this speech. I'm willing to do it for free. I'll pay for the CLE credits of all the members who attend. And by the way, dinner and maybe some cocktails will be on me as well. They will jump at the chance 8 out of 10 times. Just pick it and they will then promote it among their members. So for example, if you go to a county bar association in a metropolitan area, they might have 5,000 or 10,000 members. They're building up and promoting your event among their entire membership. That's invaluable to do that. Write newsletter articles for the county bar associations because when you write those articles, you're staying top of mind with all of their members every single month. And you can just basically take articles that you've written for your website and recycle it as a newsletter for a county bar association. Become an accredited CLE provider. The law firm Finkelstein and Partners in New York State, they are an accredited CLE provider. They have seminars. They invite the top judges, top lawyers. It's just an amazing event, and it's a great way to cultivate relationships and contacts with other lawyers. What you're really doing with all of this, you're building authority and celebrity among other attorneys. Who cares about the public? You know you get your best cases from lawyers, and now let's start focusing on it. Is this impossible? No, it's not. Set annual goals for the number of referring attorneys that you have. My firm currently has 374 referring attorneys. We'd like to have 750. So a referring attorney is somebody who sent you at least one referral in the past 5 years. And these were some of our old goals that we've not quite met, 500 referral partners by 2018, and to be the #1 law firm referrals in the state of New York. We celebrate every single time we get a new referral because we realize it is absolutely the lifeblood of our law firm. People, my friends, if you take one piece of advice that I've given you here, it can transform the way that you do business because you're focusing on the highest quality cases that you can get, and that's from other lawyers. Good luck. I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.